lot of people think, oh, you're in your 30s, testosterone's probably still where it should be. Oftentimes it's not. You know, we have guys at Game Day Men's Health in their 20s that come in.
What do I see when I look into a lion's eye? You tell me.
What's up, bro?
What's happening? I'm good, man.
You went back to the other hair, bro. What happened?
Yeah, I know. I had
Is that
to,
uncomfortable? Like
What's
tight
that?
in the head? Is it uncomfortable when you?
they after a while they just start to grow in a little bit,
Yeah,
and then they don't really like look as good once they start to grow in. So
I heard sometimes it can feel like really tight on your head too. Now.
yeah, for sure. Like that first day, it's so tight it like itches. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up with you?
Oh, just eating a lot of food. I wish I was in your position.
Yeah. I wish I was in your position.
Right. I was getting closer now. What are you, 10 weeks, 11?
It's 11 weeks was on Saturday.
Yeah. How's everything going?
It's good, honestly. I'd say
Smooth.
knock on wood, because like I don't want to jinx anything, but it's gone so smooth as in the fact that like I'm eating way more food than I ever have. I'm doing so much less cardio than I ever have, and like the body fat's just been like coming off, like composition change every check-in. So
Yeah, that's a good spot.
Yeah, no, it feels like I'm hitting a stride, so I'm stoked about that.
Nice. Did you ever watch that Shooting Guards?
What's that?
Did you watch that
Oh,
documentary?
the Shooting Guard? Yeah. Yep. Dude, sports docs have been like occupying my.
I bet you for cardio, it's probably clutch because like it's so like I used to watch like BMX and like skateboarding when I was doing cardio just because it was like so quick and like impact. You know what I mean? And like your attention span is so limited. So,
dude,
like anything
it's funny you say that because I've been watching a lot of skating again.
Yeah,
because I watched a lot of skating growing up, and for whatever reason, I think it's the quick transitions and like. Yeah.
The other day I was watching your highlight reel doing on like the guys under like 5'10" dunks or whatever.
Oh yes,
dude, that's insane, dude.
It's insane.
Because I'm like 5'10". I remember I'd got the jump soles and I could just barely get like over my finger, like get the ball like barely over the rim, but I could never put it down. Yeah, and I was like so envious. So like, dude, I wish I could dunk in a game so bad. Like those dudes like make it look so easy.
So I've dunked in a few games, and like I was a pretty high flyer for the time.
Yeah,
man, I miss that. Like I just miss feeling athletic sometimes.
I bet you in a game that's probably the biggest high. Like especially it's not like it's 50 feet. You know what I mean? Like
I remember specifically one game where I like went baseline and like dunked on a center. Now he wasn't super tall; he's maybe like 6'3", but I've never matched that like adrenaline high ever again in my life.
Yeah.
It was the coolest shit ever. I always say I wish when we were growing up that we had smartphones so some of this stuff could have been recorded easy.
Oh my god, seriously.
Dude, like we had like camcorders and shit.
Right? Yeah. I remember, one time we like went out skating and like, you know, one of the rich kids' parents had one of those big ass like camcorders and we actually it was like, oh my god, this is a big deal, like because you don't really get to do that ever so often. Yeah.
Were you a big skater growing up?
Yeah, skateboarder, snowboarder, and then I got into BMX like really hard like later on because I just did skateboarding. I got hurt so like it's so much more injury prone, bro. Like you gotta have like no fear.
Yeah, for sure.
And like BMX, I feel like it's a little bit safer. You know, you can bail a little easier, like on rails and stuff like that. And like I don't know, skating, it's like that shit board goes underneath you and like, oof. Or like trying to catch a kick flip or 360 flip down the stairs, like that goes up your junk. Like, game over.
Me and my brother skated growing up a lot, so like I watch a lot of like skaters still.
Oh, I love it.
I bought a deck, man, back in 21.
Yeah.
And bought some wheels, some trucks, and put them on there. And it was just like I'm gonna skate around the lot, dude. It's just to balance. It's so hard. Like you just don't feel the same on it. Right. I couldn't do a shove it. I couldn't land anything. It's so weird.
Try to stick it like and just
yeah. And I was like, I'm gonna get injured, so I haven't touched it since.
Oh, I love watching it though, man. I watched so many skate videos. It's so like sick. Like some of those dudes are just. I feel like they're so underappreciated though. You know what I mean? Like for what they're like getting paid probably like nothing. You know what I mean? Like
For sure. I know we talk about like not making money in bodybuilding, but they are truly doing it for the love of the game.
Yeah, 100%. It's crazy.
I wanted to talk about a specific thing today, but I was waiting until Brendan or Doug got on. But
yeah, we know Luke ain't coming on until halfway through.
Yeah, that's a fact. He might not even make it.
Yeah.
He's in, we never know. Never know with him. But did you watch Cali?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, actually, it was pretty decent. I like the top 5 lineup was pretty good. Honestly, I would have liked to see Leandro compared more to Regan personally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Obviously, Regan's tan was like horrible again, so it was hard to sort of set with that crazy lighting.
Yeah.
Because everyone else's tan looked pretty spot on, so it's like, but you could see like when they did the 2-man call out with Sass, like okay, Regan looks pretty damn good. I just like wish his legs were a little bigger and fuller personally, his quads.
I agree. From the front,
Yeah,
they just
like Sass look pretty good, but like I feel like if it's hard because it sucks because I've been in that same position where like if you're not like 100% nasty, then you almost get like docked because that's what they know you for. So like Sauce was like he was for like FIBA or Detroit, he probably would have beat Spriggan, you know what I mean, in my opinion. Because he was still like peeled, but it's like Hottie, you know what I mean? If Hottie's a little bit off, he's still more peeled than everyone else, but it's almost like, you know, for him, he has to be 100% dialed in to like take out big guys, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't buy the live stream this time, but from the pics, Sauce just looked a little. I don't even know if I would say tired yet, but the physique it doesn't have that same pop that it did at Detroit. Like you said, I think if he had that fullness, that crispness that he had in Detroit,
the detail was insane. Like
yeah.
And his back shots are a liability, honestly. Like his back double mainly. Like it's just when you go, especially Regan, his back shots are so powerful. Like if he was a little bit more closer on the back shots with Regan, maybe it would have been closer, you know. But
did anybody stand out for you from the show? Is like, oh shit.
Yeah, actually, I would give a shout out to Ryan Foster. He got 6th place, bro. He was nasty. He just wasn't. I don't think maybe big enough because those dudes are pretty big, dude. Leandro, Bruno, Florian, those dudes are fucking big dudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Ryan, though, was like probably the most conditioned guy I saw with the best lines personally. All his shots looked great. His posing was really good. Like I watched the live stream and it was like his posing routine was like he looked like he was a veteran. You know what I mean? So he didn't look like he rushed it or anything like that. His glutes were stripped out. His hamstrings were dug out. Has good back shots. You know, he has it all. He's just got to get a little bigger. His side tricep is nasty the way he hits it. For some, like he sort of does this lean back with like the back leg or the front leg like back, like almost like a Dorian.
I just came across pictures of him.
Talking about Regan?
We're actually talking about Foster, who got 6th. He was a pro debut. He's like
is that Tuttle's guy, right?
Who? That's Chris's guy.
Yeah, Chris Tuttle.
Yeah.
You put 10 more pounds on that kid?
Oh yeah. If he puts a little more size on, he's got so low in structure and his quad like separation. He's got like pretty stuff going on, you know.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let me pull him up really quick before we get into the real topic of today. But yeah, I just saw those pictures of him, and his quads look a lot more like he's able to hold the size in his quads.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like he even beat that kid Justin Musial, that's a pretty big notch on your belt for your pro debut, in my opinion.
For sure.
Like if I beat that kid, I'd be stoked. You know, that's a good spot.
Oh, solid work, man.
Solid.
And you know, in person, it's way better because that lighting is just trash. So
I agree. If he just, what were you saying? Like outer sweep?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I see too.
Yes.
I mean, other than that, dude.
And his side relax pose, like he's.
Yeah.
That physique is fucking. Nasty. It's nasty.
Yeah.
You can see the skin thinness too. You know, everywhere. You know what I mean? Like dialed in.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
hams. You know.
Diced.
Building those hamstrings a little more, lower lats on that, you know, like more tricep in the rear lat, stuff like that, which obviously will come, you know. I think he turned pro pretty light too, like at like 230 or something.
Okay.
Like that's sick. Like,
yeah, he's got a wicked good physique.
Like that's like crazy.
Yeah, look at that side.
Tiny waist, like chest fullness, you know.
Yeah, super impressive. Do you know if he's doing anything else this year?
I think he's shutting it down, honestly, and just trying to get bigger.
Yep.
Yeah, because Chris had put up a post. I think he was like I think he said something along the lines like they were done for the year and like 10 more pounds on this frame will be nasty. So I think, like, dude, to come in and you finish 6th at the Cali Pro,
Yeah,
that's pretty good. But I mean, like,
he beat Felix.
Have to see where you're going to stand.
You know what I mean? You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I feel like Patrick's kind of like on the decline.
Yeah,
He's good. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like the hardness.
It's just his own worst. He's his own worst enemy. I don't think he can take other coaches, and he's just thinks he knows everything. You know what I mean? It's like,
and that's the toughest thing. It's like you have a guy like him, and he's made the Olympia before, so it's like, what did he finish? Like the highest was like 8th place at the Olympia, so it's like or something like that. It's somewhere along those lines.
But he's like, peeled. Like he hasn't really been peeled since. You know what I mean? Like he's off from the back, mushy like all the time. Like, and then it's like always some kind of story.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you're not going to get better unless you can't accept your own weaknesses and like work on them. Like as a bodybuilder, like
I agree.
And he's never really put on any more size since then, which I always want people from him. So,
yeah. Do you guys think
the crop has gotten way better in the past? Like when he did Olympia, that was like when Brandon won with like, and Bonek was second. Like the crop is crazy.
Yeah.
Now, like with all these guys now, like,
oh man, it's so competitive, competitive now. Do you guys think I was looking at the pictures, and since I didn't watch the live stream, but I felt like Felix Norman kind of got overlooked. I mean, he's always diced.
Well, I was watching the live stream. His problem is his posing, his presentation isn't great. He shakes a lot. He's sort of like all over the place. He's almost like he's like too hyped up or in his head. He needs to just sort of calm down and like relax and like chill on his posing, because he just sort of comes out there and he's like, you know, like all over the place a little bit. And he could work on a little bit of his posing, I think, to make his physique look better. Like in his front shots, he has like that sort of thigh gap with the adductor. He could probably pose that a little bit better to hide that. Certain things, like he has a great tiny waist and he's big and like structurally wide, but he also has some structural size, if you know what I mean. Like if you sort of look, you know, like but he also has good structural things going for him too. So it's sort of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because his waist is tiny in those side shots, and like he has like really, his arms are really sort of shallow from the side too, if you notice. Like when he hits a side tricep or a side chest, like his arms are big in the front double, but on those side shots they seem a little shallow. I think it's because he has longer arms, you know, and like a little bit longer.
Yeah, he seems like a longer limbed dude.
But he has great qualities too. I mean, he gets peeled. His quads are big. They just need to sort of fill in more in the middle. And he has big glutes that are stripped out. Like he has good back detail.
Yep.
He's got some good stuff. I mean, he's the type of person he'll get better as shows go on too, I think. You know, I think he's going to probably do another show. So
good. No, he should, because I feel like
he's got a
little bit of polish, and he'll be
more sass.
Yeah.
Well, see what happened last year at Chicago Pro. He got that was the thing, his pro debut. He got third callouts. Then he went to Tampa and was top 5. You know, so that's how sometimes too in the pro league. It's like depends on the physique, but if you can nail your physique fit peak, you know what I mean. You could jump up placings. Like I've seen it happen all the time. You know, like if you're off a little bit, like just a slight, like you could be in third callouts. Yeah. If you really nail it, then all of a sudden you're in top 5 or first callout or 6th, 7th. You know,
that's the pro level. You know what I mean? Like if it could be the slightest thing that slides you back.
Right. I mean, look at Ross Flanagan. You know what I mean? When he won Cal, he was just nasty, peeled, 100%, like dialed in. Like I don't think, you know, it's one of those things you weren't expecting, but hey, he was peaked to perfection, and everyone else was like a little bit off. You know?
Yeah. No, for sure. So the big topic I wanted to talk about tonight is I know there's been a lot of like back and forth about the women's division, especially the heavier muscle divisions. Yeah. I don't want to talk about money disparity, because that's something that we can get to, but I want to keep it like on a positive note.
Yeah.
Like, what do you guys think these women's divisions, like let's say figure, physique, women's bodybuilding? Because I have a couple thoughts in my head, but I kind of want to, what do you guys think that the women can do as competitors on their own to bring more popularity to these divisions, and maybe in turn down the road see more prize money?
Well, I'll tell you something that we do that they don't do. We're super nerds about this stuff. We're so obsessed with this stuff. There's a podcast every week from guys, you know, like your girl's doing the right thing. They have a podcast, but you don't see so many of that stuff. You don't see a lot of these girls coming together. There's a lot of guy groups, you know what I mean? We're sort of all, dude, we're addicted to this stuff. We're so like obsessed with this stuff. We're just like, guys in sports are just like, you know what I mean? Where I think girls, they need to just maybe come together more and like do more podcasts, get more popular, like collab and stuff like that, and sort of build each other up. You know what I mean? Where I don't really see, I know some of the girls hang out and stuff like that, but I think there could be a little bit more
social networking.
Yeah, social networking and stuff. You know what I mean? And like, you know, and with shows, like, okay, like if you want to support your girls, go to the shows and buy the tickets, buy the live streams. Are they buying the live streams? You know, I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, most of us are buying the live streams, are bodybuilders. So it's sort of, you know what I mean? We're sort of giving back to our sort of field, I guess. You know what I mean?
No, I think that's a great point. And me and Shay have had a bunch of discussions about this the last couple of weeks. But to kind of go off that, like, I think there need to be more personalities too. You know, like, I can't
personalities.
Yeah, I can't think of a woman that like I think about and I go, oh man, like her social media shows me the day in the life of her. It shows me her training. It shows me her interest. Like, I'm invested in who she is and not just the physique. I think sometimes women get a little too invested in my physique is what I am, if that makes sense. Like, I have my stage shots, I have my beauty shots, and this is how I'm presenting me. Like, Martin's a great example, right? Like, Martin kills it on the social media. People like Martin because he does these vlogs, he does these little challenges, he does these day-to-days, he does these trainings. So you really get to know who Martin is. And I personally, and I'm not saying there aren't, but I don't see a lot of YouTube channels out there of top level IFBB pro women in, you know.
The only one that I could probably think of is like Missy, right?
Yeah.
Missy's probably the most popular one.
Yeah.
But like even Sid, like,
right.
Sid wasn't putting out a lot of content. You know what I mean? Like, you guys want what we have, but you're not willing to. I'm like, don't get me wrong. Like, it might ruffle feathers me saying this, but like, are you willing to put that effort in that the men put the effort in? Like, I'm not bagging on the girls, but like, if you want results, you have to put the effort in on that level too. Like,
yeah.
And the thing is,
the bikini girls, I could see them doing a really good job. Like, some of them really push the social media content, like Ashley Kay, and I'm trying to think of who else. But I've seen, like, you know, and like Laura Lee Chapato, like those kind of girls. I think more like the muscle girls can sort of get behind. Like, it's this day and age, you have to be a social media influencer and a bodybuilder. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you pick up, pretty much, if you want to make it successful, pick up on like a Sam Sulik or the Trend Twins, whatever these guys are doing. They're putting out content religiously. You know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom. All kinds of different stuff in the gym, bloopers, like questionnaire while I'm training, like silly stuff, you know, showing your personality, showing your goofy side. You know, I'm a human. I'm not just a juice head, you know, whatever. You know, like there's another side to this, and people can relate. The normal people can relate, right? So if you want to get more, not just muscle girls following you, but real, you know, everyday life girls looking up to you, following you, whatever. Because let's be honest, there's people that look up to Nick Walker that are probably 120 pounds and they're obsessed with him. You know what I mean? But it's because he also puts out like real stuff. You know what I mean? And I think that's the biggest thing in this day and age is you got to like let your personality out and sort of let people connect with you. You know?
Yeah. I feel like that, like, for bikini wellness, since it's let's just, I'm just gonna use loose terms here, but a more desired look for the average person, I feel that maybe there isn't that hesitation in those divisions to put out more content, but you kind of start getting the pushback when you get into the heavier muscled divisions of like, okay, well,
comments.
Exactly. I wonder if that hinders some of the, at least personal, you know, personal growth from some of these women. But in the same token, right? Like, if we all do this for the love of the game, then to some degree you have to kind of just like not pay attention to that shit as hard as
that kind of stuff. Because I mean, let's be honest, how much Nick Talker comments did Nick get? You know what I mean? But he's still, you know what I mean? So I guess it's one of those. Obviously, it's harder. Obviously, we're men, so I'm not going to say I'm a female. I can know what they're going through, but obviously, it's a different emotion and how they feel. So it's a little bit harder for me to just say, "Oh, just turn off the noise." But you know, like look at Sam Sulik never even remarks to one comment. You know what I mean? Like he just sort of does his thing, or don't even look at the comments and just sort of just try to turn it off as much as you can. Like those are the most successful people in social media. I feel like because like let's be honest, all those people get hateful comments. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yep.
I just feel like the camaraderie is not there on the female aspect side. And I just feel like if they like group together kind of like guys do it. You know what I mean? Like there's a ton of podcasts out there. Like throw it together. Like gain some traction. Like you'd be surprised at like who watches what.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, one thing me and Chase,
people with the big followers too, because I mean, like I love what you're doing, but let's be honest. Like if you had Sarah V or some of these top people that have probably the biggest following, having podcasts and bring on maybe amateurs and that are about to turn pro or people that are new pros and that kind of thing, I think that would be pretty good.
It's a perfect example because I had this discussion with Mike when we were lifting last weekend. I'm like, dude, our biggest podcasts were when we had females on.
Mm-hmm.
So we gained attraction from the female side. So that shows that the audience is there for the females. They just need to go and grab it. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's just people are attacking the Arnolds. And it's just like, sit back for a second. Like this is coming out of Arnold's pocket. It's his personal show. It's not the IFBBs. Like they're not deciding this. Arnold is deciding this. So don't blame it on the league. Blame it. You can then blame it on Arnold. That's fine. But that's his choice. It's his money. He can decide wherever the frig he wants it to go since it's coming out of his pocket.
Yeah. I feel like the money will eventually come when the popularity grows. Like it will.
Well, did you hear what happened in Pittsburgh?
What's that?
Did you hear what happened in Pittsburgh?
No.
They did all the mail. They did all the males on Saturday, and it sold out. Then they ran all the females on Sunday. Show was like half there.
Yeah.
The seats were half empty.
Yeah. That's
so. I mean, like, I don't know.
Like if you think about men's bodybuilding, there's actually like rivalries too. Like Nick versus Derek. Like if you think of like female bodybuilding, or women's physique had a little bit, with Shanique and Sarah, but then like it sort of, what I mean, fell off. But I think
it's coming back around, so that's good.
Because like we're talking about like how excited are we? Like, oh, Martin and Hottie and this guy's versus that guy, and it's sort of like there's no
talk
too much of that. Because like the reason I think the muscle divisions are more exciting to me, even for the women. But the problem is there's obviously not a lot of girls doing them these days. But like to me, honestly, bikini, no offense, but like and wellness, not super exciting because they're not like hitting poses. You know what I mean? For me, like bodybuilding is exciting because there's like more excitement. Like you're hitting poses and like it's like you're going at each other. And I guess I don't know. I don't really see that on the women's side.
Yeah, I think another point. I mean, this all goes together, but Shay was saying, like the few women's podcasts that are out there, like we have ours and it's just kind of laid back and like a quote unquote bro chat. Sometimes when you listen to a woman's podcast, it's almost like they're pushing the femininity, like, oh, hey, like, like not that I'm saying it's fake, but it comes off as like we're pushing the beauty product in as feminine as possible versus just a group of 5 girls that are just good friends who just want to shoot the shit.
If you shoot, just like Nate was saying, Sam Sulek, all the guy does is just pretty much shoot the shit right into the camera.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how he gets his traction. That's all. People just want to know what you're doing on a daily basis, as fucking crazy as that sounds. People don't want to listen to techno mumbo jumbo crap. Like, we might get into that here and there, but like for the most time, we're just shooting the shit and we're talking.
For sure.
People like to laugh too, you know what I mean? Like, so when they watch stuff, like comedy is like always going to be something that draws people in. Like, it's actually funny. I don't know if you know this girl. She's a big social media influencer. Her name is Sarah Safari. She has 2 million followers. She looks like a basic girl. She has little glasses. She looks like sort of dorky. And I was like, why is this girl have 2 million followers? And I started watching her stuff. I was like, this chick's actually pretty funny and laid back. And she's like joking with the guys and like being silly. And I'm like, this girl actually has like sort of that girl next door, like silly girl, and like can joke with the guys. And like that sort of draw. I was like, I can see why people watch her now. You know what I mean?
Draws the attention.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think those personalities are a big thing. Like, I just don't feel like, okay, so Andrea Shaw, fantastic physique, right? Like, awesome. I really only ever see content from her when Mutant puts out something, like, I don't necessarily see her represent just doing stuff, if that makes sense.
Right.
in a fashion that like can be shared with social media.
Even just like your day of life of eating, like people love that stuff. You know what I mean? Like simple stuff like that. You know,
for sure. Like, take your dog for a walk.
right.
Show the makeup store you shop at. Like, just whatever it may be that relates to the average everyday woman that goes to the gym. Like, a couple
because
years
I feel like
ago,
at the end of the day, most of those people that are interacting with you are the people that aren't even in the sport. They're showing interest in it. Like the Sam Suliks, like, come on, you can't tell me that the 1.5 million followers that Nick has, that every single 1.5 million of them are freaking competitors.
yeah, exactly.
I'd probably say 1.4 are non-competitors.
Yeah.
As crazy as that sounds.
No,
you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, or they're wanting to get into bodybuilding and they kind of just watch him and then they just feed off it. You know what I mean? Like, if you run normal stuff, the traction happens.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I want to see it happen. Frig. I mean, like,
it'd be great. I mean, it'd be better for the sport all around, you know, like
I agree.
Yeah.
But Nate's right too. Like the camaraderie and like the guys, like even at shows, like it's not like how, like, probably 30, 40 years ago, yeah, they were going at each other's throats. Or like, I would even say, or back in Arnold's days, they weren't going at each other's throats. They were friggin' best friends. They were living with each other. Like can you imagine what the traction would have been on social media if there was social media back then?
Yeah, for sure.
Because all those guys lifted in one spot. Like for the majority part, they all lifted at, Gold's Gym in Venice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like that's enough in itself right there to prove a point.
I think the women want to do it too. I just think that just a couple ladies need to kick down the door. Like Nate was saying, a couple higher level girls just need to start using their platforms to like do podcasts, to do interviews, to train with other women. Like make us invested somehow.
Well, also too, like, I don't always love this, but like Derek Lunsford's a great example. You know what? He doesn't really train with open bodybuilders. He trains with guys with big social media influencers. Like he'll have the Trend twins down there at his gym. He'll have the kid, like the genetic farm, whatever, freak kid, whatever, with a mask. I don't know if you know that kid, but genetic phenom or whatever. He's like some 22-year-old kid. He's supposed to be the biggest kid. He's an influencer anyways, but he gets those influence. So like, let's say Andrea Shaw, gets one of these influencers with her. That draws traction. That builds a more following. That, you know what I mean? And that's sort of how you play the game right now. You know what I mean? And like, it is what it is, but like, that's sort of how you're going to build a bigger fan base,
For sure. No, I agree. Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to touch on that because,
you know what I mean? So it's like,
like when the whole Andrew Jack thing happened.
Bro, did you see what he said today on that video?
Bro, first off, he's taking it a little too far.
He's like, bro, it's
dude.
She didn't even call it your name like personally. It was just like, I think she just picked who had the following, and it's not like, bro, like it's not that big of a deal. Like
that's what I've written it in like 2 comment sections now. The reason his name got said is because she was making the correlation between $100,000 in third place in the women's money given out. It could have been anybody who finished in third. Their name would have been dropped.
Right. He's fucking running with it, dude. He's like, you know what? If this is going to get me more traction, whatever, let's go.
Yeah. So I don't necessarily agree with her sentiment and what she said there, but Andrew's definitely a little out of pocket with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is just off the top, but that brings me to a different. Speaking of like engagement on social media, do you guys have any like specific YouTube videos you remember coming up that like stuck out in your head as like awesome, like I don't know, just fitness videos?
Oh, I don't know about awesome, but I remember like Chris Jones and Matt Ogus.
Yeah.
That was like time.
Yeah.
Yucky Lovato.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I remember one specific video. It was a Rich Piana video. I talk about this one all the time. Rich Piana and Big J from Big J's Extreme Fitness.
Oh yeah.
And they did like a deadlift competition, but like every set they did a shot of tequila. And like I personally wouldn't do that, but it makes for great content. Right. And it's like stuck in my head. It's memorable as hell.
Right. Yeah, Rich Piana had some good ones, man. I mean, he was very creative with the 8-hour arm workout and stuff. And
yeah,
his marketing skills were on point. I'll tell you that
they
much.
were. They I still go back and watch.
It's funny that you said like Rich Piana because I think Dave Palumbo like reposted it, but Dave Palumbo did one where he was interviewing Rich Piana, and he had his supplement line obviously, and he had a pre-workout that he was just coming out with, and he literally laid it on the fucking table and like mashed it up like fucking a line of Coke, and then like literally Dave takes his hat, like spins it around so he can fucking snort it, and like he's like Palumbo's recording it the entire time, and he's just like, he's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's I mean, the guy was good at marketing. Like, love him or hate him,
he really was.
I think I appreciate him now even more since he's been gone.
Here, yeah.
He was. I mean, that's a true personality. Like from what I know, that was Rich. So
yeah,
you always see those videos pop up too, and they're like, whether it's like, oh, what are you gonna eat today? And then like they're like, oh, I'm gonna eat cream of rice, and then like Rich Piana, steroids.
Yeah. He makes the best memes.
Yeah,
like you know the one I think Nate just said it when the girl's like, if you had so many hours with me, if we had a day together, what would we do? And then it cuts to him saying basically it's an 8-hour arm workout or whatever.
Yeah. Remember the one where he's like talking about like having small balls with that girl?
Yeah.
And then he was like eating Ben and Jerry's every night. Like that.
Yeah, every night.
Freezer, Ben and Jerry's was all in
there. Yeah. Good motherfucking morning, goddammit. Just classic Rich.
Yeah, he was hilarious.
I feel like I used to watch a lot of Dom Mazzetti's stuff too.
Oh yeah. He was hilarious when he first came out. Like,
yeah. So damn funny. If people have never watched his stuff, he still does videos, Bro Science Life.
Oh yeah.
The man is a comedic genius.
Oh yeah. Then remember new haircut or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like so long ago. It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. There are just some videos out there like that. I remember when Ron Partlow did the first episode of Mutant on a Mission, and I thought that shit was like revolutionarily cool.
Dude, Mutant was ahead of the time in general. I remember when their videos, they were like popping out, and like their stuff was so good.
Yeah. No, Mutant was on top of their shit. I remember like
he's still doing it too.
Yeah, he is still doing it. I think
him and Dusty and Scott, they got that. That's a good podcast.
Yeah,
it's great. I don't know. We have a bunch of good outlets in bodybuilding these days. A couple not so good ones, but a couple really good ones.
They had that guy on there that was blind. The blind guy that turned pro.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that one yet.
He's been around for a minute, Joe something. I've seen him.
Yeah, he literally told the whole story about like how he was in the military. He was like on his way to the helo and like he got shot and it like went through his fucking helmet and then went right through his brain and then he fell face first on the ground. It went inside one, right out the other. He fell flat on the ground. They thought he was dead. They literally like picked him up, threw him in the fucking helicopter, and then like 2 minutes after they left, he literally like sat up like a fucking like monster and was like alive. But that's how he ended up turning blind, and then he ended up. Him and Dusty were like training partners for a year, and then he ended up turning pro.
Wow, that's super.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Talk about muscle mind connection right there. I don't want to hear anyone ever fucking talk about like I can't feel muscle mind connection. Dude, a blind guy turned pro. That's fucking insane. That's impressive.
That's super impressive. What do we got? What is it? Next weekend's Legion.
Antonio looks like the front runner. He looks right now, bro.
Who else is going to that? Sass going to it?
Yeah. Oh, you know who I'm excited to see is Free Smoke. My boy Free Smoke. You know who that is?
No.
Hayo Fit or something. He won North Americans last year. The Nigerian dude.
Oh, let me look him up.
Look on Bodybuilding Without Borders. He's insane.
Oh yes. I remember.
Legion, isn't he?
Who?
Is it Kennedy?
Yes.
I
believe so.
Oh yeah.
You say he's on Bodybuilders Without Borders?
Yeah, he should be.
All right.
I think Sass is doing FIBO now?
I don't know.
I think he said he was. Oh, here he is.
Fucking poor bastard.
Yes, I remember this guy.
Yeah,
He was the one that he did USAs and they did North Americans after, right?
Yeah. He was way off at USA's. He was a super, and then he sucked down the heavyweights and was the biggest heavyweight I've ever seen.
Yeah, he looked freaky.
And he put on a lot of muscle since then. It's pretty crazy.
All right, let me pull him up.
Posing is a little rough, but he's a freak.
Boom. Yeah. It didn't pop up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
That dude's a fucking tank.
Yeah, look at that. Like, what's
Holy shit, dude.
Look at those delts.
what side of the leg? Like,
Side leg.
What the fuck?
Got that a team side leg.
yeah.
Oh jeez. How much does he weigh?
He looks way bigger than he weighs. He's probably only I bet 235 here.
Is he shorter?
So he turned pro as a heavyweight.
Okay.
That was a heavyweight. That's a big ass heavyweight.
That's a fucking huge heavyweight.
Yeah.
Holy
He
shit.
made everyone else in that lineup look like small.
Is he tall, Nate?
It's probably 5'9".
Okay.
Yeah, he's a freak.
Just got the fucking genetics on that kid. Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
That's not him.
Yeah, that's definitely not him.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how he does.
He looks good. He looks really good.
Dubai or whatever's coming up in Beirut. That'll be fun to see him.
Yes, I'm excited.
If Beirut's if he could get his visa,
Yeah, that'll be sick.
I think he's like a top 6 guy.
Yeah. I could see him placing there, no problem.
I could too.
Oh yeah. He's gotten so much bigger too over the past couple of years. It's crazy.
Yep. All right.
I love how Nate's how fucking Nick's talking this week. I love it.
What do you say? What do you say?
Oh, he's just saying he goes, Samson's beatable. He goes, yeah, he's got better shape. He's fucking crazy. He's the Olympia champion. I respect that. But he goes, if he doesn't come in on point, I'm taking it from him.
Well, the thing is, people are it's so ridiculous. People just love to hate on Nick. It's
I don't get it.
You guys, no one is ever 100% at the Olympia. People are like, oh, if everyone's 100%, well, when has that happened?
Never.
Bro. That's why Samson won. Samson was great. Don't get me wrong, but Hottie wasn't 100%. Derek wasn't 100%.
Exactly.
So what happens if that same happens? What happens if last year's Olympia happens and Nick comes in like he did, even better?
Nate, you'd probably agree with me saying this. Out of the top 10, 5 are probably not 100%.
Right. Probably more.
Yeah.
Probably
sure.
even, yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
When has Andrew ever been 100%?
You're right. You know what I mean? You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, I
don't understand.
Bob is so ridiculous. I think he just says it just
7th place. I'm like, dude, he should have won Pittsburgh, bottom line.
right.
But what he looked like, Mike will even fucking confirm this with me. That dude hit the most muscular, fucking 20 feet from us. And I'm just I look right at fucking Mike and I'm like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And Kyle was sitting right in front of me and Mike. And I'm like, dude, he's fucking better than he was in Pittsburgh. Kyle turns around and looks at me and he goes, yep, he is.
Yeah, the Olympia is wide open. And I think that's why this era of bodybuilding is so amazing.
It's so fun.
Because when have we ever had it wide open like this?
Never.
In bodybuilding? Never? Really?
Yeah.
Not that I can think of.
And not this competitive where it's between the 5, we're playing 5 guys. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you never know. Even though Martin was a little bit off, he still has potential to come in there and
I would still put him in the top 5.
Because did you guys see that guest posing he did a week after Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Dude,
Yeah.
he looked insane. I'm like, what?
Insane.
Crazy. He looked almost like Olympia last year. It was what the hell?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you two listened to it, but he was on. Stefan was talking about their peak and everything like that, and they were saying with Martin, he's like a black guy. He's bubbly, and if you overfeed him, he starts to wash out. And the fucking food just goes like the water will just push right to the muscles, and then all of a sudden he can wash out if it's not perfectly executed.
Yeah,
that's why I said like 2 days before fucking 2 or 3 days before Pittsburgh, man, that dude had veins in every single part of his fucking body, and I'm like, he looks like he's fucking 0% fat, and then
I wouldn't be surprised.
on stage, it looked like he was carrying fat, but he wasn't. I just thought it was water, but I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised too. Martin's still young in the game, and he's got a lot of expectation on him. The mental could probably get to him a little bit too, because I think that's happened a little bit in Prague too. You know what I mean? It's like not like I think at the Olympia he didn't have expectation. You know what I mean? So going in, he's like,
so well.
You know what I mean? And now he's like almost like I got to win every show I do, and like he's sort of that type of guy. He has a little bit of like a mental. You can tell like he's got to just.
Somebody had said that was at the show. As soon as like he was next to like Nick and Derek, like surrounding him, and then all of a sudden Steve or Tyler moved him, and then as soon as they moved him, they could see his demeanor. His demeanor changed.
Yeah.
So I think you're 100% accurate on that, Nate.
Yeah. And then after his post is like, "Oh, I let everyone down." It's like, bro, like relax. You got third to like the best bodybuilders in the world, like
for sure. Yeah,
you didn't fourth at the Olympia, like
ever, like
yeah. No, I know. Sometimes you got to take those punches.
Right.
Like, it's bodybuilding. Even when you're the top 5 in the world, you're not always going to win.
Yeah,
you're not going to nail every show. You're not going to be 100% every show. Like everyone's saying that, like. The only reason Nick was in contention with Derek is because Derek didn't look the way he looked at the Arnold. Like, dude, it's not fun like that show after show.
Yep.
Like you judge, like,
like you know what I mean. Like,
you have to judge what's in front of you. I don't care. Like, if you're a judge and you're judging based upon like what their last look was, you're judging wrong. You should be judging what's in front of you.
Yeah.
I know that I mean, like. Easier said than done, you know what I mean? Like, because obviously these judges have been doing it for years, like Steve, Tyler, and everyone like that. So it's like, it's not an easy predicament for them to be in as well. But it's just, I think Steve does a great job at judging people who's right in front of them.
Yeah. I mean, I think as much as Instagram likes to hate on judges' calls, no matter who wins, half Instagram is always hating. Like, I truly do think the judges 99% of the times are making the right call. I really do. I don't personally see it as hidden agendas or, they just got it wrong, especially with Tyler's breakdowns he's been doing.
The only thing I wouldn't probably agree with, and Mike would probably agree with me on this one, like, I didn't see Crizzo beating Regan, but I mean, like, Regan kind of washed himself out. Like when he initially came out, me and Mike looked at each other and were like, holy fucking shit. Yeah. But then as prejudging went on, you could see he was starting to get like, he starts fucking sweating and like he's dripping and like he's starting to lose the look. And I'm like, if he had kept that look from when he first started to come out, like when he was out there for his individual, it probably would have been a different story. I mean, Crizzo's posing was atrocious. It was so fucking bad. And I don't know if it has to do with like his shoulder, like being out of whack because he had the shoulder surgery, or like was it arm or shoulder or whatever the fuck it was. But like, all he has to do is just like push his elbows forward and that back double. Like, dude, he's so crunched up, and I'm like, dude, if you opened up, you'd be one of the best bodybuilders in the fucking world.
Yeah,
I just feel like you waste so much. You waste so much by getting to that point, looking so good, being so conditioned, and then not being able to present it properly. Because he was even shaky on like his side try and the side chest. He was like wobbly and like, I'm just like, what the fuck here? Like, you're getting paid so much money to be the best that you can be.
Yeah, I mean, to some degree, he's placing himself out. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
A lot of these shows, he could maybe place a spot or two higher because of self-inflicted posing.
I think he would have challenged Bonac at that show had his posing been on point, but it wasn't.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Being at that show, what would you guys say about Kennedy? Like improvement? How can he improve, or what would he?
Mike talk. Oh, you can take this one, Mike.
So, Kennedy initially coming out and prejudging, he was pretty on point. For a pro debut, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I think, and this is nitpicking.
Right.
As crazy as his arms are, like they're in, and maybe it's a posing thing. I would like to personally see his arms a little higher in his front
Elbows
double
up,
and rear double.
Yeah. He hasn't
And
perfected double yet, I don't think.
yeah, it almost looks a little too like.
He might be trying to overcompensate for a back that he still needs to bring up. You know what I mean?
And that was
I was
my
thinking,
other
I said to Mike when we were sitting down, like, and he came out, I'm like, back thickness, like he's wide, but if he brings up the thickness in his back and brings up the adductors a tad more to fill him out, fill that gap out, dude, he's fucking nasty.
Yeah, he is.
He looked
That's
better.
why I asked,
He looked better in prejudging. He looked better in prejudging, and he came out and he was full as a house.
Yeah, that's why I ask, only because he has crazy potential. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah,
if he did, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to see the kid like get better. You know? So
no, me too. I think one more off season and bringing up those parts. I mean, I think then he doesn't give up size to anyone.
Yeah,
he takes the place on the stage shoulder to shoulder. He has the parts. He poses really well. Yeah, I think a little more polish and he'll be winning shows. Right. So yeah. Oh yeah, this is a question I was going to ask. So, what do you guys think post bodybuilding? What life will entail for you? Are you going to stay in the bodybuilding realm? Is coaching a long-term thing? Is it like a lifetime thing?
Well, I mean, for me, I sort of have to at this point. I feel like so.
It's like I got no choice, bro.
No, probably just continue coaching, and hopefully it'll probably grow as I retire out of bodybuilding. Because as most pro bodybuilders get a little bit more better bodybuilders quality. You know what I mean? As far as like when you retire yourself, and then probably for me, I'm gonna have to like probably invest in some properties or something like that. You know what I mean? Something to just. Because obviously, let's be honest, like if I'm a 65-year-old coach, probably my popularity will go down, right? As you get older.
You turn into the next Chris.
Well, yeah, I'm no Chris. I'm not going to be a Chris. Unfortunately, but you know what I mean.
Buy enough properties, you might be.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like you talking about real estate? Yep, real estate and coaching.
Well, there just has to be something like where you have like sustainable income when you're older. You know what I mean? And but yeah, I would like to just continue coaching and maybe like promote a show down the road. Never know.
Yeah. Like I know. Me and Brendan have talked about like after it's said and done competing. I know, Brendan, you want to promote a show at some point, right?
Yeah, I would love to, especially around here. You know what I mean? Like, it's good that the main one got taken over, and somebody somebody with a little more knowledge in this federation is lined up with that. So that's good. I mean, that's what New England needs. I mean, no offense.
Can I sidetrack you for a second? Sorry, mate. You came and guest posed for the main show when Scott had the show initially. Yeah. What did you personally think as an IFBB pro coming back and seeing that initial show?
Honestly, I thought it was pretty good personally.
Okay.
Because like I sort of liked. Well, he did promote the hell out of it. I'll give him that.
Yeah. Secondly, he's a good promoter.
And secondly, because he started like early in the year, I think a lot of promoters wait, too long. Whereas he was really pushing it from the get-go, and like with the hammer thing, I think that was pretty cool. And then also like I thought it was pretty cool how he did like an intermission with like me and Sid. We did like a sort of like a roundtable discussion, you know what I mean, or like a little clinic or whatever.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, obviously, I think that the behind the scenes is sort of where it sort of failed, was just like the organization and sort of how like the normal NPC does things was sort of obviously not the same, So, but yeah, I mean, as far as me being treated, I mean, it was great. He put me up at the hotel, he paid me $1,000, and so it was pretty cool.
It was a good guest posing. That was good for the guest posing.
Yeah. So it was good for me.
Sorry, Brendan. You were talking about how.
Oh, dude, that's fine. Because I know you're guest posting at that show now, and it's a different promoter. So
I get a different promoter, so I'm not. Yeah. But yeah, no, I was just wondering because
I think like the Connecticut shows have gone down. Like it's nothing like against them, but I feel like there's too many of those Connecticut shows. Like there's a Powerhouse, the Grand Prix, the Patriot Cup, there's only like 30 people at those shows. Like you kind of wonder how long is that going to last? Like I love Vermont too, but it's like Vermont, you know what I mean? Like it's tough, especially in this area of the country. You really like, I give Scott credit because like he got the numbers up there. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But it takes a lot. You have to build a reputation. The reason why people do the Cutler in New England is because Jay's at that show. Jay promotes it. Yeah. Steve is the head judge. Like, but I will stand ground here. Like, holy fuck with Justin Randall and what he's doing right now for the Rhode Island show.
Well, that's what I was about to say.
Justin last week, he told us that he had 115 people already registered. And you know people register the most the last 2 weeks or the day of the show.
Yeah. Well, this is the problem. Like, you know, and these guys are getting older, and that's where, like, the change is going to happen. Montanari brothers, and you know what I mean? Like, one unfortunately passed away. It sucks, you know what I mean? But, like, they're getting older. They have families. I don't think they just want to, like, you're just doing it to do it type thing. You know, same with, like, Amy with the Vermont show. It's like there's not much effort. Where you see Justin, a young guy, everyone knows him.
Ambitious.
You know, good face. Like, he's pushing it. He's got all the sponsors. He's going out there, pounding the pavement, getting these sponsors, you know, pushing the show. He has it at a casino. Like, he's doing all these things. Like, that's what, honestly, where I think Scott was doing the right things too. It's just probably harder in Maine, but, like, he was, like, pushing it, you know what I mean? Where Amy doesn't push the Vermont show. Montanari brothers, they don't really push the Connecticut show. They don't really make it exciting. They don't really do much to, you know, draw people in, you know what I mean?
You gotta love, if you're promoting a show, you gotta love the show that you're promoting. Like, and if you want it to be successful, you have to put the work in. You can't just expect people to just show up because it's been around.
Like, even just a simple thing, like, you know, Justin's doing, I think, was like the overall winner, you get a qualification for Universe. A lot of people do that now. Not many people are doing it in the New England area, you know, like a free qualification to a national show. Everyone wants to go to nationals, right? So you offer every overall winner, okay, we're going to pay for your entry fee to a national level show, whatever, like stuff like that, you know, like little stuff like that goes a long ways. Improving the trophies, you know, like stuff like that, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, for sure. I think when it's all said and done for me, like, I would love to possibly promote a show or help in promoting a show, but I do like the judging side of things. Like, that really intrigues me. I mean, I know I've talked to, like, Justin, and the schedule that you have to work, you know,
it's pretty
running up and down the East Coast for these shows is pretty heavy. But I don't know, like, I do want to stay in the sport to some degree
and be involved.
Yeah, I don't just want to, you know, retire, still go to the gym, but just phase out of everything. I don't.
Yeah, promoting and coaching is definitely something I want to continue to do. I mean, like, and I think it's just, I was saying this the other day to one of my clients, you know, it's, I don't know. I feel like it's been a nick of mine, and it's only because 17, right out of like high school, I started coaching swimming, and I just adapted to like coaching from 17 all the way up until like 30, 32 years old, and then just started coaching bodybuilding like 3 years ago. You know what I mean? I dipped my feet into that. Took a couple of years off from coaching in general, from like swim to bodybuilding, but it's just, I don't know, you miss it if you're like, regardless of the sport or whatever you're doing, if you're coaching, you know, athletes, it's just, I don't know, it's just something I love to do. And like the knowledge that like, you're like, just like with swimming, it's just like with bodybuilding. If you're not learning something new every day and trying to progress as a coach and make yourself better, to make yourself more attractive to athletes, you're not doing your job. Yeah. If you're just doing the same old cookie cutter bullshit and sending out the same old plans, like, you're going to lose clients. It is what it is. You know what I mean? And the traction's going to come to you if you're doing your job right. It's the bottom line.
For sure.
I would definitely love to open my own gym too, but that's like obviously a competitive market as well. And obviously it's not a huge, like, a lot of money there, but
I feel like it dipped off during COVID, and then all of a sudden, like after COVID, it just it took off again. And it's the right, like, I feel like, Nate, if you opened it down in Florida, holy shit. You know what I mean? Like,
potential down
it would be successful, you know what I mean? Because warm weather. People are down there. Like there's more competitors than there are up here. You know that.
Yeah.
So it's just like opening it up in New England. It's a freaking struggle.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It is.
Me and Shay have talked about, you know how like Justin Shire for a while he's been running his gym out of a storage unit, and it's just for him.
He's opening up a new one, I guess.
I've played with that thought of the storage unit or converting like the big shed we have on our property to just like a private space with, you know, like 8 or 10 pieces that we train at, and maybe we have like 3 or 4 friends come over and train at. But just the gym culture here in Maine fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And like we're not moving anytime soon.
Right.
You know, like I don't know. And I'm not trying to compete with other gyms, like, because I couldn't. There's not enough hardcore people that would. They don't care if they're on a prime piece or a lifestyle fitness piece. You know what I mean? So
I feel like that's where like Nate got lucky up here, and I feel like I'm still lucky. You know what I mean? Like with, you know, I met Nate at East Coast Muscle, and then you know we both moved over with our buddy Eric, and like Eric has reality training, and dude, the atmosphere in that gym is just when everyone's there and it's busy, like it is electric, and you feed off it. You know what I mean? Like you feed off other people. Like when Nate walked into when I first got a membership there because of like Nate and Eric, I walked in and I'm just like, Nate's there. I'm just like, you want to level the fuck up.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, just like when I was training with you or training, even when I go down to Florida and visit Nate, like you level the fuck up when you're training with people that, you know, are like-minded like you.
The best thing, like, and you don't experience it at a lot of gyms, but like when a lot of people are in prep for a show and they all are at the gym and they're like, you know, people are posing and like, you know, everyone's in prep getting ready for that show. That, I mean, it happens at MI40 a lot, you know, so that's sort of what I'm basing it off of. But like, that's pretty dope. You know what I mean? When you walk in, like, oh, that person's getting ready for the New York Pro. That person's ready for Tampa. Oh, that person's ready for the St. Pete, you know, whatever amateur one. Like, it's pretty sick. And like, everyone's in shape and stuff. And you're like, damn, like that's, you know,
that's I don't get to experience that. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't like slightly jealous of that. Like, because some days it fucking eats at me. You know, I look at the guys down Tampa or Texas, and I'm like, fuck,
right.
Like, golly, and I'm going to this like,
yeah, because they're training at, you know, Destination Dallas. And
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you feed off what's around you. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, you and I both know that.
And like as bodybuilders, we like to think we're always hardcore, but it's also mentally draining making your own energy every session, if that makes sense.
No.
Like, you know what I mean?
Like, yeah. I mean, like, I was thinking about that today as I was training legs. I'm just like, you have to, like, sometimes I, like, lock it in, and I'm just like, I feel like either, like, Mike or Nate, that you're, like, fucking right there and you're in my ear. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, sometimes you got to fucking take it to the next level even if you're training by yourself. So it's definitely more, and like both of you agree with this, it's more difficult when you are training by yourself. And like, sometimes you have those days where you just like, fuck, I don't have it. I wish there was somebody here that could just give me a little more of a boost to just like fucking get behind it.
Yeah. Right. I'm fucking high, and I just, and you know, it's crazy. Like, sometimes you think different, obviously, when you're high, but like, I'm so dialed in this podcast right now. And sometimes you forget that it's like real people. Like, yes, I know you're Nate and I know you're Brendan, but it's like talking to this little box on the screen.
Fucking Mike's on another level right now. Everyone tune in to 100.45.
Real person.
Right on the recording. Mike comes out of nowhere. He's like, I am fucking high.
No, honestly, you know what I love was like, I'm a little jealous of it too, but like down like in Texas, like you guys were talking, you see like Justin Wyatt, Jordan Hutchinson, and Brandon Barrows. They're all like hanging out, Elias, and they're all like hanging out together, like too. Because like, let's be honest, as bodybuilders, we're very isolated. We don't really hang out with like normal people. So like, that's pretty cool that they like have that. You know what I mean?
They all get to fucking hang out.
Yeah, you're doing bodybuilder shit. Like, and you guys, all eat your meals, or you know what I mean. So it's like you guys, we all understand it, right? So
yes,
it's pretty dope.
And I'm like I said, I'm jealous of that. Like I was talking to Ken at New York, and they're planning on moving down to Texas and the Dallas area. It's like,
Fuck, dude.
man, it's like, damn, everybody, like, like I just you want to be around people that get it.
Are like-minded.
You know, like they get it. Like I fucking hate talking bodybuilding with, let's call them normies. I fucking hate that conversation.
Well, people are just getting into it and they act like they know what they're talking about. And I'm just
rolling your eyes like half the time.
Yeah.
Talk to me about anything else in the world, I promise.
Yeah.
But don't talk to me about like respectfully, I don't give a shit. You know, like I don't care what your diet currently is, or you know what cycle, like all that stuff. I don't care. Talk to me about fishing or basketball or fucking football or anything else.
Yeah, keep it non-bodybuilding related.
Yeah, for real. Because it's fun talking with people who know it. You know, like if you are obsessed with it, then it's fun talking about it. But talking about like the surface layer stuff, like, you know, I don't know.
You respect their opinion, you know. It's like when you talk to like people and you're just like, bro, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah,
they don't say that. You're just like, okay, like, you know, like,
yeah,
telling you about the Olympia lineup and you're like, bro, you don't have no idea what the hell you're talking about. But okay,
yeah,
you know,
or you know, they start off the conversation be like, have you seen that? What's that guy's name? Haiti, and you're like, oh no, Hottie, and you're like, yeah, that guy's a freak. It's like, yeah, like yes, yeah, I know who it is.
Or Nate knows who I'm talking about. I'm not going to say his name, but there's a certain podcast that's out there, and he doesn't even like. He runs a podcast and has like IFBB pros on it, and doesn't even know fucking lineups, who their names are, who they even are, and I'm just like, dude,
I hate that.
Run a fucking podcast.
I know.
With the word bodybuilding in it.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Know what you're talking about, dude.
I know.
Oh, fuck.
You know, one of my pet peeves too is when they call people by their like Instagram tag instead of their actual name. I don't know why that fires me up so much. I love you, Nick, strength and power, but god damn it. Just call them by their actual name. Like, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of questionable content out there. You remember when Nick Trigili used to always say Fwad? He'd be like Fwad.
Oh, yeah.
Fwad. Like, come on, you know how to say his name.
Yeah.
Well, anybody got any news or topics they want to speak on? Let me do this. This is how we're gonna.
You guys are going to be at Rhode Island?
Yeah.
We'll both be there.
Yeah,
I'll be there. Justin's got me working securities. So
Are you guys just down, or are you staying overnight Friday?
I'm just driving down.
It depends. I mean, like, I'll talk to Justin and see what's going on or what time he needs me down there. If he needs me down there early, then I'll find a place. Even
how far for you guys?
Huh?
It's like 3 hours for me.
Oh, it's not bad.
Yeah. Brendan, are you training down Saturday?
I could.
Yeah.
If there's enough of a gap in between, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what's down there, but I have to train Saturday regardless. So
yeah.
Just
make sure you give yourself enough time this time.
Fuck, man.
Don't just get cardio in.
Don't get me started. Nate, is your girl good with time? Like timing things? Like being one time?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, I would say so.
Right, that's good.
I'm not. Yeah.
Good. I love Shay, but she is god awful with like getting the places on time or understanding how time works.
Mike's like, yeah, we'll be there in 15 minutes, and then they show up 45 minutes later. And then
you have 40 minutes to get ready. We're gonna leave at 9:10. Make sure you're ready. 9:20. Don't worry about it. I'll be ready in a second. All right.
Nate, how many people you got in that show?
I got 9 people in the show.
Jesus,
God,
that's good. That's good. No, that's really good.
Yeah, everyone's looking pretty solid, man. I'm pretty excited. I mean, I got some good people, and you obviously see Grace's like peeled out of her mind, so that's cool. And
Dude, that girl is fucking next level.
Dude, her in like the more fat you've got pulled off since the Cutler, and like how much tighter she looks.
Yeah, she
Very
looks
good.
crazy.
Dude, the quad sweep. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Her quad sweep's insane, dude.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah. Oh, she looks really good.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun show. I was gonna say I would train with you Saturday, but I might be a little bit tied up. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh,
nine competitors. I would assume you would be.
I didn't know you were coming up for it. When do you fly in?
I fly in Thursday, and then I'm going to my girl's house, and then I'm driving down like Friday morning, and I got an Airbnb just so everyone can come over and I can see everyone and
Hell yeah.
that whole deal, you know. So
shit. Interesting.
I mean, if you go down Friday, I could probably train, but
I was gonna say maybe Shay wants to get an Airbnb down there and just make life easier Friday night. I don't know.
find somewhere cheap. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like down there for options, but you guys got a show?
I have nobody in this show. I don't have people.
I got one.
Yeah.
Do you?
I'm sure you heard it, Nate. Fucking. I got a wellness girl going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Is this the one that's about to smash it at a national show?
She has very good potential.
Hell yeah.
And just jumped on with me about like the beginning of the week, this past week.
Yep.
Everyone knows what the drama was, so whatever. I don't give a fuck. I could care less. Like, she came to me, she approached me, whatever. I don't fucking care. That's all. Like, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yep.
Not sliding in anyone's fucking DMs or anything like that. So leave everything alone. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. It is what it is.
Yeah. All right, so we got Legion this coming weekend. Then what is it? Toronto after that?
Yeah, Toronto. Yeah.
Toronto. Yep.
I'm trying to think.
Somebody. I want to say fucking Regan said he would. That's what he did. He was on Regan's doing Toronto.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He said he's going to do his home show or on the Cutler Cast or whatever. It's the first time he's done a Canadian show in like 5 or 6 years, and the first time he's done a Toronto show in like since he was an amateur. He said so.
I feel like there's going to be no open men guys fucking qualify for the Olympia this year. Because if he goes there, he obviously has the potential to win, but it's who's he going up against? Robin Strand, Morgan.
I don't think they're doing Toronto though. I think they're waiting for Tampa.
Yeah, I think they're starting with Tampa.
Oh yeah, you're right. I think you're right because they're doing like that Tampa, Texas.
I was doing Toronto. That's a good question.
That is a great question.
Does anybody know what happened to Robin's Instagram for a little bit there?
No.
Why is he off?
He went. Well, he's back now, but he went live on the Canadian Beef, and this was probably like 4 or 5 days ago. And he was like, "Yeah, my Instagram got banned or whatever like that." And he's like, "I can't even ask people to come on the podcast because I was messaging them through Instagram." But it looks like he got it back. I know Nate, you're close with him. I was just wondering if you had heard anything.
I don't know if it's because of that, but I know like they've been cracking down on like posting peptide stuff. So
that's what I saw.
Oh, I guarantee that's what he's real. I mean, like he's good at posting those peptides.
Yeah.
Like you smart
for posting something peptide related on my main post.
Yeah, so. You do it smart though. You just
I try to
put it up as a story and then you type it in. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you make a video
pictures of stuff or like bottles, like they can they'll see that shit.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, that's.
You're just getting more anal about it. Yeah.
Did you see Mo though?
Oh, he's
fucking massive. 10 weeks out, and that dude's 324 pounds.
Huge. He's huge. Yeah. Massive.
And he's conditioned. Like I'm like, obviously he's going to get better and tighter as the weeks go. So there's no fucking way he's going to be over 300 pounds.
I'm very interested to see how their buddy does there, Justin Savoy. He's the other 300 pounder. That dude's in shape and crazy quads. Like he could actually do pretty well.
Yep. Are you guys? So I know like Morgan talks about how like he's just getting tighter, but the weight's not really moving. Are you guys? Which is just a foreign concept to me because if I'm not like losing weight to some degree, I don't change that much.
I wouldn't even obsess about it. If your look is getting tighter and you're not losing weight, I mean,
Well,
like
I'm
I know
saying,
it's
if you guys
not
ever had moments where like you look significantly leaner, but it's just a composition change and you haven't lost a lot of weight?
So the only time that happens for me, it happens every prep. It's out usually 5 or 6 weeks out. So like last year, let's say I even dropped down a little bit lower. So let's say I was 249 at like 5 or 6 weeks out. Well, then the trend, the Winnie comes in, etc. And then I go to like 250 and I sort of stay there and like might be like 252. And then like, so the last 5 or 6 weeks, that's when and I'll get harder and harder and harder. But like early, like late out, that never happens to me. You know what I mean? It's usually like drop, 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 drop. And then like 5 weeks out, that's when it's just like that, you know what I mean? But I get a lot harder and leaner. So that's how my body works every time. But
that's interesting, because I'm always blown away by those type of guys that just, they stay, like they start prep in that, like, let's say like just for an arbitrary number, like a 270 range. And then by the end of prep, they're like 255 or 260, but they look like a completely different person.
That would definitely mess with my head though, for sure. I'm like,
me too.
Like you didn't do enough.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you feel like you should be like, what, like probably anywhere between like that 20 to 30 pound range mark of you dropping weight. I mean, like if you're sitting in an off season at 285, you feel like you should be on stage anywhere between that 245 to 250 range.
Yeah. I'm usually like a 40-pound drop guy. So
likewise.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're inside out conditioned,
Yep.
I mean, you pretty much have to be at that point. Like, it's fucking nuts.
Do you guys are you guys on the new like peptide train at all? Like trying any of these new retatrutides, all these,
I just had a conversation with a client and I was like, let's just stick to the basics, man. Like, I don't know. Like I see a lot of these like the retatrutide or whatever. I don't know. I just like saw Jason Arndt actually made a good video, your boss there, and he was actually just breaking it down a lot better. It's like slowing the metabolism down, and just it's not really good for bodybuilding. And I agree. Like all these sort of whatever semaglutide or breaking off of or whatever, and like now there's like methyl blue, and I'm like, dude, if you look up the side effects, like it's like one, it turns your insides blue, and then secondly, it's like all these side effects that are listed underneath it. I'm like, bro, I don't understand. Like it's not hasn't been long enough. Like we had the same with the conversation with the kratom. It's like it hasn't been around long enough, right? And like Brendan said, let's sit back and I'll let everyone else, use this shit for like 5 or 10 years. It's still around.
It's right out of my mouth.
Yeah, if it's still around in 10 years, then maybe it's good, But remember when isoporlin and GHRP6 and all this stuff came out 5 or 6 years ago? It was the next best thing. No one uses it anymore. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
That's what I don't get. Like people are so willing to just be like, oh, fuck it, let's just try this. Dude, you don't even know how it's going to turn out. And if you're doing this shit in a prep too, dude, you're fucking with fire. Like you really are, because you don't know how it's going to turn out.
Yeah.
And just stick to the fucking basics.
The real health risks come too, you know what I mean? Is like even with Boston when he was using that like whatever, like peptide, you know what I mean? It's like that was sort of like obviously all the gear didn't really help, but like that's sort of what he was saying was like his demise for his kidney failure.
Yeah.
It's like you don't want to like be a guinea pig and then like 2 years down the road like, oh, I wish I didn't use that peptide. I'm safe with all the compounds I'm using now, but it's like
I mean, God, that's bodybuilding culture, I guess, to some degree. A lot of guys are always ready to just try the next best thing if it cuts a corner to make something a little bit easier. Which I get, like I understand that process, but like, I don't know.
I think that's the problem too. Is like I get it, but at the same time, it's like Dorian, like didn't look for an easier, softer way. You know what I mean? He chased the pain. Like what are we like? Are we trying to look for like the easiest like Band-Aid? I don't know. Like cardio sucks. Yeah, like we suffer. Like we get hungry. Like we don't need every.
This is what it is. Like I feel like if you're not
like that.
Yeah, it is what it is. I feel like if you're like, you're like 2 weeks out, week out, you should be tired. You should be hungry. Like I'm not saying like you should be like, God, I hate using this fucking word because of everything that's been going on with social media, but the word fatigue, like, give me a break. If you're pushing it hard enough, you should be tired. You know what I mean? Like it's your peak week is meant for like, if you gave yourself enough time, and like Nate knows this, and Mike, this too. Like if you give yourself enough time and you do the 20 week prep versus a 16, it gives you ample time so that you're 2 weeks out, you could actually start to like refeed your clients like into the show, especially if they're conditioned enough. You know what I mean? You can pull back on the cardio. You can implement, slightly bump that food up and like see how their body responds to it. And you can have a better game plan going into the show the night before or the day of.
Let's be honest too, like bodybuilding, 80% of the time you're going to be fucking uncomfortable. Like, and you can't run away from that. Like right now I'm eating 5,500 calories. It sucks, bro. I don't want to eat every 3 hours, but I do. It's uncomfortable. Like I don't feel like I want to do anything. I'm fatigued. I'm tired. You know what I mean? Same with, Mike, when you're in prep, it's like, yeah, you're going to be hungry. You're not going to have any drive. Like towards the end, like 2 weeks, if you're stripped out, your feet feel like they're waterlogged and like cemented to the floor. That's bodybuilding. You know what I mean? Like that's the feeling. Like you don't have any energy. Like you're dead tired. But honestly, that's part of the reward too, is like when you get on stage and you're fucking the most stripped out person and you're like, okay, this is what it was all about. You know what I mean? Like this paid off. Like, and there's so many like young cats too that are just like, they're trying to want to run away from it. It's like, if you want to bodybuild, you better be used to being uncomfortable, man, especially if you want to get better. That's why no one's getting big these days. And that's 100%. Why I do it like,
dude, they don't want to put the work in. And then they're talking about like fatigue during a workout. And I'm like, dude, if you're not like, and I even say that I've said it to female and male clients this past week. And this is why I have them send me training videos, because I'm like, you literally got up off the leg press as soon as you locked it. Right. You literally got up, walked over to the camera. You weren't even huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
Grabbed the camera and you hit stop. You're not fucking training hard. Like, don't give me shit. Like, and they're like, I pushed it. No, you didn't. No, you fucking didn't. You should literally have to like hold on to something. I'm not like, don't get me wrong. Like pushing it to probably like fucking passing out is not smart, but we've all fucking been there. The three of us, I guarantee you that we've been there, where we've literally come to the point where we're ready to fucking black out while we're still lifting the weight.
For sure.
I'm not telling people that's the right way or what to do, but if you're not taking yourself to failure and you can get off any machine and it's not a fucking struggle for you, here's a news flash. You aren't fucking working hard enough.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if you go around the gym to gym tours and like just hit every gym and you see people training legs, how many people are sweating, huffing and puffing, lean over the machine, pretty much on death's door. Like, and you have to, you know what? Every time I train legs, I literally have every time in between, I can't do anything. I just sit there to recover for each set because it's pushing so hard. How many people do you see doing that?
Yeah. Like CNS should be if you're doing legs, like, your CNS should be fucking shot halfway through the work.
You just don't see that, you know what I mean? Like very often, you know what I mean? Like if you look around the gym, I always like observe, you know what I mean? I'm an observant person and like you just don't see it, you know what I mean? Like
it's a fucking game of extremes. Bodybuilding is supposed to be extremes. Like that's extreme training, that's extreme dieting, that's extreme overeating. It's all extremes. Like, and there's nothing wrong with suffering. Like, there's nothing wrong with let's call it suffering because it's self-inflicted suffering.
Right.
But like, there's nothing wrong with fucking being hungry for 4 weeks.
Right.
Like, this is. And if you don't like that, and you're like, well, there's a way to do this dieting, and you don't have to suffer, or you don't have to train that, then just don't fucking do it. Just don't do it.
Right. I got no problem with people I got no problem if you want to like work hard, but like the level that this is right now, like, and Nate knows this because we've sent videos back and forth to each other. There's no fucking denying it. And you see people not full range of motion, like all the bullshit. Like, I'm not the form police, don't get me wrong. But like, if you're not training it properly or going a full range of motion, you're not executing shit right. You can fucking put 1,200 pounds on there. You can put 1,200 pounds on a leg press. But if you're only going fucking 3 inches down, you think that's optimal for growth? Give me a fucking break. Yeah. I'd be more impressed if you did like the 600 slow range of motion and came down and you're fucking gassed and your face is beat red. Your fucking veins are ready to pop out of your head. Like, that's the one thing that irritates me the most is like you see people doing a hamstring curl and their fucking ass is not on the back of the seat. They're fucking leaning forward. This is optimal for growth. Leaning forward is optimal for growth. Or even a fucking incline chest press where they're not even fucking sitting in the seat and they're literally standing up doing the incline press. Come on. Use your brain. You can lift heavy. I got no problem with that. But if you can't lift heavy and do it properly, don't do it at all. Lift heavy, train your ass off, do full range of motion, and fucking gas yourself. That's all.
Let's be honest.
Sorry, but the whole bullshit just drives me fucking nuts.
This is why there's at the regional level mainly why there's less open bodybuilders and way more classic physique and way more men's physique, because it's way harder to get to a big, and it takes more time. It's more effort. You got to eat way more for way longer. You know what I mean? Like literally, if you think about it, most good open pro bodybuilders have to be 100 pounds of muscle from when they started. If you think about it, you know, like let's say Nick Walker's what, 260 on stage. He was probably 160 when he started. You know what I'm saying? Like,
same with Derek, same with you.
You know what I mean? Like most of these guys have put on 100 pounds, almost maybe 80, 90 pounds of muscle tissue since they started, like their natural being. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when people try to compare themselves to open bodybuilders, or I work hard as much open bodybuilders, get the fuck out of here. You don't. You don't eat as much as us. You don't have to get as extremely uncomfortable at be 290 pounds, 300 pounds in the off season, sweating like a pig, and you fucking feel like shit all the time. You know what I mean?
Nate, what were you when you first started?
I was 160.
That's my point.
Yeah.
You see my point? Like,
I'm 250 on stage.
It's exactly the fucking point. People want to get from point A to point B, and they think they're going to be able to do it in fucking 2 to 3 years. Bro, it don't fucking work that way. I hate to break it to you. You have to you have to literally, like Nate's talking about eating 5,500 calories and him being 282, and it's not something you want to fucking do, but you have to do it. But it's also taken Nate 10 fucking years for that to happen. And nobody, from what I've seen, works fucking harder than that guy that is on it with us. Like, It just drives me fucking nuts. Like,
that's why honestly I give Luke so much props, dude, because he eats so much food, and I know I get it, and I'm like, dude, I'm just impressed that you're eating all that food, man, because I just know what it takes and what it just feels like. So good on you. And he's young. Like
we said at the last podcast, it's so impressive that Luke is so locked in at such an early age.
Dude,
I don't know about you, Nate, but like I was locked in. You know, like if that makes sense. Like I took my training very seriously. I took my dieting for a show very seriously. But my off season, I would eat 5 clean meals, 1 shit meal a day. Right. You know, I wouldn't eat that far out of like my comfort zone. So maybe like 4,500 calories at max. Right. You know, it wasn't the same as what it is now. But Luke is able to do that at such a young age. It's fucking impressive.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Fucking what I am wearing pants right now, but what if I did this whole podcast and I just was rocking the shirt?
He's so fucking high, that's why.
Be like, oh fuck, I
Mike looks down, he's like, do I even have fucking pants on?
Oh my god, I really have to piss, and I get up and it's just like ass.
That reminds me of James Hong said when he would like have boxers on.
Yeah,
because all he does is fucking play video games all day.
Yeah. I wish I liked video games more.
Me too, man. I have an Xbox and I never play it, honestly.
I got PlayStation. I never play it. Ever.
Yeah. I thought I would get into it more, but I'm like.
Yeah. I bought it last year in prep and I was like, I'll get on and play Call of Duty with some of my boys, and I never do it.
Yeah.
Do you play video games, Brendan?
Dude, the last time I played fucking video games was fucking original Nintendo. Like,
okay.
Dude, me and my brother in the living room, we had that. It was like the track and field game, and you were like running on the fucking pad.
Okay.
Yeah, you're running on the pad, and there was like, they had one, it was the track and field, and they had like the hurdles. So you'd have to fucking, you literally have to fucking jump. Dude. We look like morons. Then fucking Duck Hunt, Super Mario Brothers, like the original Mario Brothers. Like, I don't know, man. Nintendo does it for me.
I feel that. I have a bunch of old school
stuff. One, fucking Jesus shit, man. That was where it was at.
Yeah, you come up here, we can play all those. I got all the old school systems.
My nephews are into like the whole. What's that? What's the game now?
Minecraft.
Yeah, no, is it not Minecraft? What's the other one? The
Roblox?
No,
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank. It's like the military one. I can't remember.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Where all the kids buying the skins and stuff and all
Yeah,
that.
they sit in their fucking chairs forever.
Yeah, yeah. What the fuck is that called? I know what you're talking about though. But yeah, I suck at them. I suck at video games now.
Can't do
I
it.
played
I don't know. I don't have the attention span.
me either.
Yeah.
I just can't. I can't fathom myself sitting in front of a fucking TV for like 6 to 8 hours and like with a headset on and then talking to people.
Yeah.
You're a bitch. I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like what? I could fucking so see Chris doing it though. 100%. I can see Chris doing it.
Chris definitely plays video games.
For
sure.
100%. He's out there. He's out there doing the fucking real deal this weekend.
Yeah. Was he camping? Camping, he said?
Camping, hunting, I don't know. Whatever. Can you imagine? I can't imagine him killing a fucking animal.
No, either.
He'd fucking kill it and run up and be like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" Start fucking petting it. I can so see him doing that.
It's a shitty weekend for camping. It's fucking cold out and rainy.
What's up with your weather, bro? You guys are getting smashed on.
Yeah, you're fucking coming. Yeah, you come in on Thursday and it's going to be like 75, 80 degrees. It's like, dude, fuck off. Seriously? Like,
yeah.
50 degrees and fucking raining here.
I wouldn't mind a little bit of that weather right now because, dude, it's been like, I know you guys are going to hate me, but it's been like 93, 94.
That's what my brother said. He
goes,
93,
94. Fuck.
He's like, fuck, man, I have to go in my flip-flops. I have to come back in because I'm fucking sweating.
It's a tough life. I live down in Tampa. It's perfect all the time.
Yeah, you know, I get to lay by the pool.
I wish it was a little colder.
I know. I'm an asshole.
He's going to come up for like 2 days and be like, fuck this, I'm out.
Yeah, for sure. No, I would too.
No, but I think it's supposed to be nice next weekend, so I don't
I was just say it has to hit sooner or later. Jesus Christ, you guys have been getting the shaft.
I feel like it's gonna be fucking hot, like even later in the year.
Yeah.
I feel like late August through September is gonna be like we're still gonna be roasted. If it's like this right now.
Once prep's over, I plan on coming down to Tampa. Me and Shay really like it down there.
Oh, it's beautiful. There's so much to do too, man.
Yeah. We definitely want to do it on a weekend that your girl's coming down so we can like.
Oh, that'd be sick. Oh, yeah. That'd be cool.
Dude, fucking Nate's a trooper. Fucking dude was on prep and took me out to some of the best spots to eat. Like, he brought me to, what was it, like Wi-Fi? Is that what it's called?
Oh, yeah, Burger Fi.
Oh, dude, Burger Fi? Bro, fucking, their shit's fire.
And then the ice cream.
Nate's like, I was like, Nate, you want anything? He's like, oh, yeah, I'll have a Diet Coke. Nate's sitting there high as shit, just drinking a Diet Coke while he's watching me like destroy 2 double cheeseburgers, and then takes me around the corner to a fucking ice cream place.
Hampton Ice Cream Factory, bro.
Oh, bro, dude, their ice cream's so good.
Up on Instagram, like Hampton Chocolate Factory. It's
okay,
great.
I'm gonna look
He's
it up.
like looking at me eating the ice cream. He's like, hey, is that good? Like, all right, we're done here, bro. Like, let's get out of here. I feel like a dickhead.
That's definitely take one for the team, though.
No, you did. You definitely took one for the team.
No, we want to come down there. Tampa is so fucking cool.
Oh yeah, I have so much things to do too for you guys too. So
oh yeah, that's what's up. Well, shit, an hour 30. I gotta get
another. You got your pants on.
They're on. I promise they're on. Everybody got real pants on. We're good.
How's that lawn looking like? Lawn looking?
All right, guys.
Taking great pride in that lawn, huh?
Bro, the lawn. Let me tell you.
When you own a house, it's all about the lawn game.
Yeah.
It's been a struggle this spring because it's been raining every other day. And then the sunny days that we've had, it's like I've had to work. So like I haven't had time to mow. So I have one mow in. It was shit because the grass was so long. So it was like one of those crude first mows. And I haven't had time to mow it again yet. So and all my neighbors are like older folk, and that's all they care about. Is
they all perceive.
And they all fucking like they walk by the house and they're like looking at me like, yeah, that young guy, man, he's doing disrespect to the neighborhood. He can't even.
Mike's turning into an adult. He's mowing his fucking lawn. He's got the dog now. He's
Oh yeah.
dog.
Oh yeah, the dog.
Go get it.
Your dog looks awesome. He looks dope.
Yeah, he's really cool. Deuce is he's 16 weeks and he's an Anatolian Shepherd mix. And the dog is like, I mean, I couldn't ask for a better dog. Like, he doesn't pee in the house, he doesn't bark, he sleeps in his crate all night.
That's my cat.
Well trained already.
Party.
It's awesome.
How big do you think he's gonna get?
So we think at least like 80 pounds. So a bigger dog for sure.
Yeah.
But it's been fun. We're thinking about trying to bring him to Rhode Island. We'll see. I don't know. That's probably a boring.
Is he good with the cats?
Yeah, he's good with the cats. They don't love him so much yet, but
they got to get used to it.
Yeah, I think
that's great. I don't know. I want to bring him to Rhode Island, but I don't know if like that's going to be a boring ass day for a little dog.
Right.
That might be a little tough.
Yeah. That's how I feel. So he might
Plus,
have.
you don't want to go back to an Airbnb and the whole thing's fucking destroyed.
That's a fact. We got a good. I have
a
good running review of my Airbnbs.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not trying
it's about to take a big fucking hit if you bring a dog.
Dog, I take pride in my Airbnbs, like whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Put the
Oh, Christ, this cat.
You want to be a good, look good, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when you're getting the next one, you're like, yeah, I know, I'm good looking.
Yeah. All right, fellas. Well, I'm gonna get a meal.
Yes, sir. See you at Rhode Island, guys.
Yeah, see you boys at Rhode Island. Thank you for coming on again.
Stay hydrated, Mikey.
Oh yeah, stay hydrated. Stay hydrated.
Yeah. All right, I'll see you, fellas.
All right. Thanks for coming on, Nate. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Nate.
Always, buddy. My pleasure.
All right, see you.
Peace.